Campaign brief trolls. They're the anonymous commentators on the advertising industry. But who are they? Where are they? And what really motivates them? We caught up with a campaign brief troll who gave us an inside look into their world. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for talking with us today.
Yeah, I think you could refer to me as ad guy or which is HMMM. It's another one I go by.
Okay, let's go with ad guy. Would you call yourself a campaign brief troll?
No, I wouldn't. I don't like the word troll. I think it's a bit negative. And I do see myself as a bit more of an industry commentator, more than a troll.
A commentator. Commentators usually use their real names. You always seem to be using a pseudonym.
The pseudonym is very important to my work. I like to link it to the comment. So I see the pseudonym as more of a headline, and the comment is like my body copy. So yeah, they kind of work together, and the two of them make it more of a powerful comment.
I would not have guessed there was so much thought that had gone into that. How long have you been commentating for?
I think it would be around about 3 to 4 years. I think I've been doing it, on a more regular sort of full-time basis.
3 to 4 years is quite some time. What motivates you to comment?
Could be too many people on the credit list, a brand strategy showing poor production value, cheap music. I mean, especially anything from these new video content agencies, they just roll me right up. But what I like to do is I like to hone in on one particular thing, and that's sort of like my proposition, my single-minded proposition, and I'll pick that and I'll comment on that. So it might be, for example, if it's a huge credit list, hundreds of people to make a 30-second ad, I might say something like, my pseudonym might be for that, something like credit check. The comment underneath that could be, how many people does it take to make a 30-second ad? That's just off the top of my head.
Yes, but some of your comments are pretty scathing and hurtful. For example, all credited should be fired. Do you think you go too far sometimes?
No, well, look, I think what you've got there is out of context. You don't have the pseudonym or the campaign, but I also think if people are offended, by the comments that I make, then they probably shouldn't be in the ad game anyway.
But how would you feel if someone told you to leave your job and die?
Well, I think it's different because I think the advertising industry is built on feedback. That's what makes the work better. Whether it be a creative director like myself or a client or a suit, people feedback, and that's what makes the work better. And I guess the role I'm playing at the moment is more of like an industry creative director. I'm behind the scenes, sort of helping these agencies and these brands make better work by commenting on their campaigns. I'm almost like an unpaid creative director of the advertising industry.
Apart from commentating, do you actually work in the industry itself?
Yes, absolutely. I work in advertising, yes.
Do you mind me asking which agency you work for?
At the moment it's I'm playing more of a freelance sort of consultant, creative director consultant sort of role. Got my own sort of agency name happening and a bit of a domain name popping up. The role I'm playing now is, I go and advise clients and I advise agencies on their creative and help them sort of shape things. I might help them build a brand platform and then implement that. So that's sort of the role I'm playing at the moment, not necessarily in an agency, but, yeah.
And what kind of work have you been doing recently? What was the last ad that you made?
Last ad, so look, a lot of the stuff I have been doing is probably been a little bit more B2B, so I don't know if you'd know it if I said the ad, because it's sort of behind the scenes sort of stuff, which gets a lot of results actually, but the last consumer facing would be, it's probably this half-page press ad I did for in TV Hits magazine. I think it would have been about 98 or 99, thereabouts.
1998?
Yeah, give or take, yeah.
So about 20 years ago?
Yeah.
Ad Guy will spend up to 8 hours a day on Campaign Brief, reviewing campaigns, commenting and replying to other commentators.
Once that first article hits, I'm off. What I'll do is the article, I'll take that and I'll start developing concepts on the sides. I'll pick my motivation, my proposition, I guess you could say, from the article, and then I'll start developing, concepts around that. So I'll start with a pseudonym and then start to develop copy for it in my comment. Then what I'll do is I'll pick the one I like and post that. So it is a very considered job that I'm doing, and that can take anywhere between 30 to 60 minutes per article. So by the time I've finished one, I get back to the blog and there are more articles for me to start working on. And before I know it, it's 5:30, 6 o'clock and the workday's over.
And can you recall some of your favourite comments?
Well, that's a good question. There have been a few. There was this car commercial and the end line was very similar to the end line of a Qantas ad in '89. The pseudonym for that one was "Whose line is it anyway?" Right? And the comment was, "I think it's Qantas." And then what I'd done was I'd found the YouTube link for the old ad. I don't know how it was on YouTube, right? And I found that and I put that also in the comment just to reinforce the message. It wasn't exactly the same, but it was very similar. And I think that's just a big no-no. If you're in an agency, you should check that before you present it to your client. But I've done other ones. Sometimes it's a little bit more broad. It's at the end of the day, and the campaign comes in, and I just despise the whole thing. I might make the pseudonym awful, and the comment will also be awful. So in that instance, what I've done is I've just used the pseudonym in the comment to reinforce, how awful I think it is. And sometimes people think it's a mistake, but it's a very considered thing. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you have a knack for it. Thank you for your time today, Ad Guy, and all the best with your future commentating.
Thank you very much.